Welcome back, guys. Thanks for joining me for another one. I hope you all had a good weekend. Sunday afternoon, dinner's cooking, time for a beer, and we have got another one that my wife got me. Let me just get myself sorted here. For my birthday back in July, and she bought me a box of Hogs brewery beers. They're out of Surrey. That's why she bought me it, because I'm originally from Surrey too. Ooh, there you go. And the beer we are looking at is a bottle of their Rip Snorter, coming in at 5% ABV. I love the artwork, I really do, and I'm loving the crown. Now I'm going to tell you some of the spiel on the back. I've got to get in the right light, so apologies. A reddish amber bitter with a powerful malty base and refreshing hoppy high notes on the taste. Okay, I haven't read that very well, have I? It is brewed with the finest English pale malt, combined with some crystal malt and a touch of chocolate malt. And then we had a combination of local fuggles and golden hops at 3 stages during the copper boil. Not very good at reading this, am I? An Australian brewery visitor tasted the first brew and judged it a Rip Snorter. We checked in the dictionary, it was perfect description. So yeah, Fuggles and Goldings hops, 3 different malts I think I said there, and it got its name because an Australian tried it and said that's a Rip Snorter, mate. And there we go. So that's what we got. Let's get it cracked open. Reddish amber bitter. Well, we got to go old school with the dimpled glass. Let's get it open and see what we get. Apologies for my shocking reading. I can read, honestly, but sometimes the light and my eyesight does not help. And yes, I keep saying it, and I really need to. I really need to get checked in and get myself some goggles, get my eyes checked and get myself some goggles. There we go. We're pouring it now. So, beer in a glass. Looks very, that's what I know as a proper bitter. There is a slight sort of haziness, I'm going to say, going on now. Some purists may say you don't want a beer hazy or nothing. I think there's a touch of haziness in there, but yeah, reddish, a sort of a chestnut colour. Apologies for the light as the camera is doing its bit like it likes to. But yeah, slightly off-white head, about a finger of fluffy off-white on top. Not seeing many bubbles going up, but I'm sure there is a couple going up in there, but it looks decent. So let's try and give it a swirl without spilling any and have a sniffers. Oh yeah, rich, fruity. It's almost got that dark fruit aroma to it, and that sort of hedgerow thing going on as well. There's sort of like a dark fruit sort of, almost sort of porter stout like aroma, as well as that hedgerow thing going on, which is from the hops. Slightly sweet, malty, a little toffee note, and a little bit of chocolate in there as well. It smells very good. It smells quite rich. For something that's 5%, it smells quite rich and indulgent, but it smells proper traditional and proper how I remember a bitter to be. So, Hogs Brewery, Rip Snorter, we'll call it an amber bitter, 5% ABV. Let's dive in, give it a go. Cheers. Oh wow. Oh yeah. Proper old school bitter. That's what a good bitter tastes like. 5%. It's got a very malty sort of body. That's where the weight's coming in. You can feel it. For me, almost a wholemeal bread feel to it. Very smooth. Minimal carbonation, but just perfect, just enough. Although there's not much in there, just suits the beer. Ideal for the body. Nice and smooth, goes down a treat. A lot going on in the taste with this for me. A lot going on. Same as there was really on the nose. You're getting it all in the taste. Malty, a little bit sweet, a little hoppy bite was coming in. The sort of hedgerow thing going on. For me in the background, that sort of dark fruit sort of thing that I was going on about, that rich sort of fruitiness, that's there, but in the background. Quite sweet on the back end, I think. Not over sweet, but there's a sweetness there. And I'm going to say that it's got to be the toffee sort of chocolate malt sort of just lingering. Yeah, just there I'm getting a little bit of chocolate and toffee. So yeah, it's malty, sort of sweet to start. The hoppy notes come in, the hedgerow thing going on, the rich sort of flavours are coming through. Just behind that, you start getting that little tickle of chocolate from the malts, a little bit of toffee as well. And that's how it tails off. I'm not really going to say it's that bitter, if I'm honest. There's so much going on to try and pick out if it's more of a sweeter number for me rather than the bitter in there. Oh, mate. Yeah, it's still sweet. Yeah, more of a sweeter bitter. Now, Stonehouse do a bitter, which is more malty, more sweet. And I don't mind it, but I'm not a big fan of it because I find it's too sweet. This one, for me, is beautiful. It's well balanced. Yeah, it's not a huge hoppy note, but you do get that little hedgerow sort of taste in there. And maybe that just takes the edge off. But yeah, that is literally a rip snorter. Now, I can see why an Australian would call it a rip snorter because I can't help but feel they don't really have the sort of ales we have over here. And that is banging. And I would imagine he would have tasted that and thought, what the hell is this? This is fantastic. And in my opinion, I think it's fantastic too. Hogs Brewery, Rip Snorter. Amber bitter, 5%. It's a big thumbs up from me. Would I recommend it if you like your bitters? Give that a try. I think that's great. If you've had it before, let me know what you think. Feel free to comment. Hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you all for watching. I'll see you again soon on another one. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Cheers.